y'all.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back to your girl channel. Welcome back to another Lexii Topics Discussion. Y'all already know how we coming. Y'all already know we got my handsome fine man, Fetti King. You already know I'm going to leave all his stuff below per usual. I hope y'all are feeling good, looking good, amazing, and all of that great, beautiful things.
Facts.
Y'all, we freestyling. We don't really have a set topic. I know y'all can get used to this now because I feel like I don't never really have a set one topic anymore. So we just doing what we feel, y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna start it out. I want to start with humbleness because we talked about it in the car, and I just want to get your perspective on it. A lot of people probably have different perspectives on humbleness and when to be humble and why or how to be humble. So I just want to get your take. Do you think humbleness is for all people? Do you think everybody should be humble?
Yeah. In your way, though, not their way.
Who is that?
The elites, the society, the government. You know what I mean? Because in their word of humbleness, it means weakness. Humbleness don't mean weakness. You got to have your own definition, because as much as you got, you can lose that shit tomorrow. And it's hard on everybody. So by me being in the position that I'm at right now, I had to learn and still learn and understand when I do be in a better position than I am, that we are in going to be. I know how to handle it more better. I know how to do more things more better and still have that bag even more. But it's not going to really show for it because it's bigger than me. Even though I am cocky. So that can't change about me because I am cocky. Okay. That's my definition of humbleness. Okay. I can't speak for nobody else.
Right. And I don't want to cut you off. I'm not cutting you off because basically you're done. Yeah. But what I'm going to say about that is I love how you broke that down, pretty much, of what you're saying about, you have to be in your own way and not their way. Because I feel like a lot of people, even me, I used to as well, get caught up in the society or the statistics on what they said, how they make it look, what we should actually be doing, what we should say, what we should do, what we should wear. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, do it in your own way. Like, that's why I love what you just said, because you have to do it in your own way. Because if you don't do things in your own way, of course you're going to lose yourself and you're going to try to be like someone that you're really not, of course. Always. So be yourself. And like he said,
yeah, I'm glad that you kind of described it, because that basically gravitate as being yourself. Like, humbleness can make you be something else that you're not, because once you get to a certain status or some type of money, it's okay to kick your shit, which means every goal that you reach, kick your shit, you know what I mean, inspire others. But in these days of times, it's dangerous. So you got to be very mindful and realize that you might have it, but another person don't have it. And by you showing that, it can give a motivation, but everybody don't think the same, move the same. But do you? Do what you feel. I'm not here to be no motherfucking teacher or no professor or whatever that shit. I'm just speaking from my perspective, because it's enough money for everybody. Everybody hustle's not the same, but you don't have to showboat on a social media.
And that's what I was going to say, because, I was debating with you a little before we got on camera, of course, about humbleness. And I made it seem like, or I felt that basically, this is how I felt, y'all. So why should I humble myself to make somebody else happy? Or because this is what we should do. That's different.
I'm not talking about. Different. Okay, I'm not talking about that.
That's how I felt at first, y'all.
I'm great. It just a lot of blessings and a lot of spiritual ways that we have as a couple, and that's individual. That I can't deal. I would never deal my life for nobody. I don't give a fuck if I'm poor, rich. It's in you, not on you. So I'm not doing my life for nobody. You feel what I'm saying? I'm respectful if you're respectful to me.
Right. No, I feel that, but I just had to say that because that's how I was feeling about it. Like, why should I humble myself? Why should I dim my light for somebody else? And Nipsey did say it, so that's how I was feeling too. Rest in peace to Nip, of course. But he basically said as well, never let a hard time humble you. And what I mean by that, how I took that, what he said is, even through your hard times, even no matter what's going on, whether if you lose your job today or whether something come up and you got to dish out a lot of money and you don't have it no more, whatever the case may be, y'all get what I'm trying to say, but whatever the case may be, still don't let that humble you, as far as don't let that dim your light. Don't let that stop you from the greatness that you really are. You feel what I'm saying? And keep it pushing, keep it motivating, and get, act like you got it, even though you don't got it. You see what I'm saying? Because when you got that mentality, you gonna get it. That's how I took it. And that's basically what you're saying too. Because at the end of the day, your perspective, and I feel that as well too, when you do get it, you're still gonna act like you don't got it.
That's the goal.
That is the goal.
For me.
Yeah, for you. And the goal, can you break it down a little? How that's the goal for you, or why that's the goal, to act like you don't have it?
Simple, act like you don't have it, but your people's good, you good, your family good, and your kids good. The wealthy people don't show nothing. That's the mindset that I have, because I'm intelligent, and you are too. And y'all are too. You just gotta realize, like what you want to like, buy what you want to buy, but just realize that the more that you waste, the more investments and business that you're not going to have for your kids.
Especially if you don't got a goal. Especially if you don't got a goal or plan.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can buy stuff if you know it's going to be beneficial.
In a low budget.
And in a low budget. And things that's going to help you. You know what I'm saying? That's going to actually last for you. That's going to be beneficial to your legacy, for your name, for your family, and all of that stuff. So I get that part, of course, like, it goes both ways, kind of, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's how I feel for humbleness.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next topic, y'all, like I said, this is a freestyle, baby. If you feel like anything you want to just jump up and say, let me know.
This your show. I'm like,
period.
Take off.
Okay, so the next topic I want to discuss is how to go about setting the bar, setting the standards that you want for your lifestyle. And that just came off the top of my head. So I'm gonna start with it. So basically, setting the bar and setting the lifestyle that you want, it's not really hard. I feel like once you know yourself, it's easy. Once you know what you like, once you know what you don't like, you good to go. So how I feel about setting a bar is, I feel like you shouldn't let anything or anybody come in your space or in your vibe that's going to distract you from what you're trying to do. Exactly. Pretty much. So you gotta basically just have a set mindset, making sure you know who you is, because people that think they better than you or think they on a high caliber than you and trying to get you to do what they're doing you can fall off your game. So, and I talked about this in like my last topic as well. It's okay to be authentic, be yourself. You don't have to try to be like the Joneses. You don't have to try to keep up with the Joneses. And that kind of touch bases on what we said about humbleness. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to showboat to have it. Because it's like you told me a while ago, it's a lot of people that got money and they don't really show it. They could be the wealthiest in the room, the ones you don't think got nothing, taking care of their family. They doing this and doing that. So I feel like authentic is really going to get you to set the caliber so you can, set that legacy and that foundation for your family, because you don't want to be a copycat. And what you got to say about that?
I mean, I agree in total percent. And it is what it is, man. It takes a lot of discipline too for yourself.
Discipline.
Don't beat yourself up because you make one mistake. Just know next time, just do it more better. You know what I mean? We all here to experience and learn and don't learn. And we as big as the people on earth, we got to learn from others, people, mistakes, habits, and everything. Life is really simple. Like I said on my podcast show, y'all go check out the Best Believe Life podcast show.
Yeah.
Which is, I say, we make life harder than what it is. You know what I mean? Because we so all in our heads a lot. And we thinking, not me, but most people might think they might not be good enough or might not be great enough. Let's go for man, woman, child, or kid. But the reality is, man, like, we doing what we doing out here to, build that foundation. But none of this shit doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day if you don't have family and love yourself and people who love you for you. But in this corporation world, you got to make $1 billion out here because
you have to make a what?
Yeah, well, I'm saying for me, you have to make $1 billion out here. You have to have a foundation within your kids because, okay, it's cool to have a little big TV. That's cute. It's cool to have a little change. That's cute. It's cool to take little vacations. That's cute. But if you ain't got nothing to show for it, when it's all said and done, when you get old, you ain't did shit.
You ain't did nothing.
And I'm not knocking the ones which is your grandparents or your parents because they didn't know no better. We do. But we need to teach our siblings and our kids. Our kids, because we're not that upper in age yet, but we gotta teach our kids, like, okay, start early.
Yes.
Get out there, start you a raking business. Go to, start selling candy. Not it ain't over. Like, once I get in better position, I'm gonna do the same thing too, because I'm an entrepreneur.
You already in a great position as well. Yeah, in my opinion too.
Yeah, we both are. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta do what you like to do and just make a profit out of it. Not just think about the money, but at the end of the day, man, fuck a dream if it ain't gonna pay. I ain't gonna about to be no hypocrite. We got to get money out here because ain't nobody gonna help us in the black community but us.
Yes, and what I was gonna say something real quick about $1 billion. I know you said you got to touch $1 billion. In my opinion, I knew what you broke it down to and what you said, but I feel like you don't have to necessarily have $1 billion to be wealthy and to have a foundation and legacy.
You don't.
Long as you got a few thousands or some thousands, hundreds of thousands, stuff like that you can actually build from. I feel like you're good there as well.
But the reason why did I say that too, and I do agree with you. You know what I mean? You don't have to have $1 billion just to say.
No.
But in my mindset of what I know in this corporate world, of who we are as a people, I got to have $1 billion because at the end of the day, these people betrayed everyone. It ain't just about black people. But on our people, this is how much that I'm rooted in within my ancestors of my family tree that in spiritual level. So it's like I got to take everything that they took away from us. And if you don't feel that way, you don't know what I know, and I don't know what you know. But
okay, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I just got a quick question for you. How about some of the people that never touched $1 billion? But the higher I can't speak for nobody. But the few percent.
I can't speak for them.
You mean? Do you think it's possible? What you about to say?
What?
Do you think it's possible to get $1 billion? I'm just really trying to be for real.
That's on you. I might get $1 billion. You might not. That's just on your hustle and your mindset. We a couple. We don't have the same hustle though. We have the same drive, but as a couple, we might not have the same. See, one thing we gotta say in a relationship too. Most relationships or just you individual have differences. We all are different, and we won't expect for people to be the same like you are, and we're not. See, that's what people get fucked up at, and that's when you get off track and self-doubt yourself because another person telling you where you not at and where you not at, but at the end of that road, it's on that person. And that's trying to give a scenario. So that's life. Yeah, but that don't mean you should step your game up
or step your game down.
Nah, ain't no such thing as down or step. That's it's cool to step your game up, challenge yourself as a person to be greater than where you were yesterday. But I'm trying to say, like, because you see somebody else have $1 billion, or that don't mean you should get that. And I get it, but I choose that for myself because I have that shit in me, and I'm going to pursue that for our family and my family. That's the type of dude that I am. Like I'm really a go getter. You know what I mean? I go through trial tribulations, but at the end of that motherfucker road, people gonna see it.
Yes, and that's the mindset everybody should have, especially to set the bar for your legacy and your foundation. He said Billy. Okay, and he said he gonna get that Billy, and I have faith in you, and I know you gonna do it because manifestation is strong, and I be talking about that too, and you know about it. We all know. I might
fuck around and become a financial management teacher one day. I might invest into that because I know how it goes, even though I make mistakes on money, but I know how this shit goes for real.
And you supposed to set the bar, the levitation of what you want your life to be.
And I'm willing to learn. I don't know it all, but I'm willing to learn. I learned off of, so why not give that game up?
And I love that because the reason why
me something too.
The reason why I love that is because I feel like the the people that's kind of towards the bottom, not trying to downplay nobody. So please do not try to be like, girl, who you talking about? Somebody from the bottom. I'm glad
you said that. I'm gonna throw that out there.
But the people that, you know, are kind of at the bottom and feel like it's impossible to touch a Billy, that's because your limit of your mindset, your horizon ain't there yet. Because you thinking only in your box. You thinking only in your atmosphere, your environment. So it is good to set the bar extremely high because you know that you're going to reach that and you can reach it because you set that bar. And really, there's no limit to life unless you have a limit in your mind. That's deep. Did y'all hear that? That was a word. There's no limit unless you put a limit on something. So for you to say 1 billion, even though it seems so far, and I'm like, really, babe, a billion.
It takes a lot of work.
But that means it
takes 2 jobs. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to actually get to that level. You have to stay busy. You don't got time for nothing for real.
But that means you gonna,
you gonna be kicking back while everybody still doing it.
And that means you're just gonna be very wealthy and very, yes, very.
You're not supposed to think ahead on a spiritual level, but this is how the higher ups got to that level. You want me to do the good deed or you can do the bad deed. You know what I mean? But you have to really think ahead. You know, in our 20s, we're supposed to be getting money. You ain't supposed to be thinking about no kids. And I ain't knocking nobody.
We're not supposed to be thinking about trying to have so much fun. Yes, we're going to have fun, but we need to be grinding. Because
30s and 40s going to come up real soon.
And it's going to peep up and creep up.
You don't want to keep doing the same thing. You know you got a lot of talent. That's bullshit with us. So.
Yes.
Like, I'm just like that, period. Like, nah, I'm going to make that way. Whether we break up or anything, we're not. But I'm just saying, I have that mind as much as she do. Mm-hmm. So it's like...
Yes, and I got to be good for myself, too. If me and him break up, you know, I got to make sure I have...
And she's going to be good as much as I'm going to be good. So it's like...
myself right, you know.
It's time for us, the black community, man. Stop complaining and really get off our ass. Let me just say this,
and
too.
Stop thinking with our emotions all the time. And our feelings. That's what I was just telling him that
mentally, spiritually, not just money, but mentally, spiritually.
And I know he don't want to talk about this on camera, but I just want to touch on it a little tiny bit, and you can get back to what you're gonna say. 'Cause I know you got something to say, but I'm just gonna basically say that so I gotta make sure I'm good. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm gonna get it. But so I gotta make sure I'm good, and I gotta keep myself up, and I gotta not think with my feelings and my emotions, because when it came to relationships, and I told him that, and I feel like I told y'all too, when it came to relationships, I used to fall quick. I used to always put my all into it. And it's okay to set the bar of what guy or what woman you want and not fall so deep in love. It's okay to have the communication and the understanding so y'all can have fun and, you know, kick it. It don't gotta necessarily be so, oh my gosh, I'm so in love, I'm gonna cry if something don't go my way. That's thinking with emotions, and we gotta be more smarter than that as a people. Of course, there ain't nothing wrong with love. We really love each other deeply, like we love each other. But it's not a problem with just learning the everything about it, you know, all around.
Mm-hmm. And you do have a valid point, and I was just about to say, I lost train of thought because you was explaining yourself, but basically, man, I was
explaining myself too hard. Okay.
Basically, man, you just gotta just focus on yourself. Make sure you good at the end of the day, because ain't nobody gonna make sure you're good more than you. I don't give a fuck if that person good for you, bad for you. Make sure you straight, because if you not straight, why you seeing pouring y'all energy and all that shit is real.
Hello. Pouring your energy, like I said, that's what I was doing. Pouring my energy, all of my time, all of my energy, all of that type of stuff, and not putting me first. Yeah. That's why it's very important to put yourself first in any relationship, friendship, anything, family ship.
And give it a real who you are. And they don't accept that, then keep it pushing. Or y'all can just be friends with benefits, or just be friends and kicking it. Might end up being best friends with no sex or nothing like that. Sometimes stuff like that happens. It don't always have to be a relationship.
Because every person can teach you different things. Yeah. Every person is not meant to fuck you.
Every relationship she been in taught her something. Every relationship I've been in or associated with in my past time taught me a lot. Right to this day. And Yeah, I mean, yes. Like we here to experience,
and we're here to experience, and there's no limitations, there's no limits in life, y'all. And that's what I had to learn. There's no limits. When you start putting a limit in a strict examination or belief of what you think that it should be like, that's when shit start to fumble down, and that's when your feelings get hurt. So I feel like everybody should come into things with open-minded, willing to learn, and just have fun.